Chicano Rap Radio. Raw and uncut.
Cubo, and welcome to another episode of Chicano Rap Radio. We have the homeboy Piez in the house today. We're going to chop it up with the homeboy. We'll get to know him a little bit better. How you doing today, G?
I'm doing good, man. Blessed another day. You know what I mean? Another day, another dollar. Shoot, get out here and keep making this hot music. You know.
That's right, homie. Well, welcome to the show. Welcome to Chicano Rap Radio. We appreciate the time you took to join us today. I wanted to start off, for the fans or for anybody who is just discovering you for the very first time. Let's give them a little background information on who Piez is, perhaps where you grew up, where you're from, and how you got into the music.
I'm from Colta, California. That's where I grew up. You know what I mean? I moved out of there though. I had to move out the hood though. You know what I mean? Got my wife. I got a wife, 5 kids. You know,
right.
So wanted to give them a better life. You know, that a lot of the way I grew up has a lot of impact on my music. You know, yeah, man. I wouldn't want to be no other place. You know, I've been in the Inland Empire my whole life. I lived in Texas a couple of years where I was like 5 to 10 years old. We moved out there. My mom moved out there to get us away when her and my dad separated. They divorced actually.
Uh-huh.
So we moved out there. She had a homegirl out there, and she said, "Why don't you guys come out here, get a new start?" It was cool.
Where to in Texas?
Waxahachie. It's 30 miles south of Dallas.
Okay.
So that's how I became a Cowboys fan too, man.
No, that's right.
You know what I mean? Go Cowboys, baby, for
That's
real.
Right. Brought it back, huh?
Hell yeah.
And so you moved out there, and how long were you out there for before you came back to Cali?
5 years. I was out
5
there
years?
for 5 years. Yeah. And it was cool. Like I said, it was nice to live out there for a while, but ain't no place like Cali, baby. You know, for real.
Right.
That West Coast, for real.
Without a doubt, special place, and in my view, the center of the universe. I think sometimes people who grew up here, they don't appreciate it as much, so they go somewhere else, and they're like, "Oh man, I got to get back home. I got to get back to Cali."
Yeah, you definitely will. You definitely will appreciate it, man. And I've even I travel a lot too. I've been to New York, I've been to Chicago,
Right.
I've been to Florida, I've been to Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and I've actually been to spend a couple weeks in these places, and they're fun to visit, but like I said, I just ain't no place like Cali, baby.
That's right.
I
Got to come back home and touch touch back with your roots.
Exactly.
So you moved out to Texas, and then you moved back home. At what point do you, if you remember, that you started getting into the music, into rap?
You know what? I got into the music a little late, honestly, man. Probably about 10 years ago. I've always loved music, being a
Right.
big fan of music, man.
Right.
That's a beauty of music. It's I feel like it's a timeline of our life, You
Yep.
could listen to it, you could put on any track that'll make you feel good, it'll make you sad, it'll make you remember, a dead homie, rest in peace, or,
Right.
just a good moment, But I got involved in music the first time that I actually seen how it was done. I was messing around with this girl at the time, and she took me to her brother's studio, which they had in a garage, and
Mm-hmm.
I kicked it with them for the night, and seen how it was done. I couldn't believe, like, not how simple it was, but like, oh, this is how it's done, like this. Okay, I thought there was
Right.
a lot more behind it, um, but then comes along the hours, the time, all that
Yeah.
stuff. There's a lot that goes into it. But once I seen that, I told myself, man, I could do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And ever since then, it's been a love. Of course, I wasn't the greatest when you start. But
No,
yeah,
you got to learn how to crawl before you start to walk and running and get to
exactly.
running.
You know,
So you said that you got into the music, about 10 years ago, and I think you kind of had a pretty good trajectory. If you all if we look back at just the 10 years that you've been doing music, I mean, you've climbed really fast. But tell me, what were some of the influences that you think you had leading up to that? I mean, what kind of genres, what kind of artists or music did you listen to, growing up, that kind of found its way into the music now, the music you do now?
yeah. You know what? Growing up listening to Warren G, Nate Dogg. I remember I was in Texas. I was in about like 6 years old. I think I was in first or second grade, and my mom came home with the Warren G Regulators tape for me because I liked that song so much on the
That's right.
radio. And ever since then, it was on, man. Then I was bumping Candy, man, LL Cool J, the
Yeah.
old school fools back in the day, And then I moved on to like E40, Yuck Mouth, Spice One,
Yeah.
Tupac, Dre,
So,
you
so a
know.
little bit of everything. You had a variety of influences. Did you have any varieties out there from Texas? Because I know the sound in Texas is a little bit different. Some places,
Yeah.
they go with the, with the screwed, what I mean, slow down music, and it's a little different flavor. Do you think any of that kind of had any influence on your music now?
Yeah, you know what? Because some people, they when they hear me, they're like, "Man, are you from down south? You got like that Southern boy accent when I'm on my flow,
Hmm.
And yeah, I love the Ghetto Boys, man. Scarface, Willie D, Bushwick Bill, rest in peace, Bushwick Bill. He just passed recently. But I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Ghetto Boys. They're
Yeah.
ridiculous, man, ridiculous. Yeah,
Yeah.
Slim Thug. Um, Shoot, man. All the big artists from Houston. I even like me a little Paul Wall too.
Yeah. That's
Oh
right.
yeah, they're dope though. So
Yeah, yeah. So you've had a lot of different, influences or exposure to different styles of music. I mean, and listening to your records, I mean, you can see a little bit of each genre of each artist. I mean, seems like you're pretty well rounded. You're talking about, some East Coast rappers, down south.
mhm.
You got Texas rappers. You said you E40 Bay Area rappers. So you got a little bit of everything. Um, Tell me if you remember, what was the first song that you recorded in the studio?
First song I recorded, it's called "You Already Know." After I went to the studio that night, I went home and threw on some SPM, and
That's right.
I'm really a
No,
big
no,
fan
another
of.
Texas guy,
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Houston.
Big Texas guy. Yeah, hell yeah. But I'm a really big fan of my favorite track by him is "Why When I'm Not High Must My Life Feel Like I'm Missing
Yeah,
Something." So I kept
yeah.
playing that night, and I wrote a verse to it over it.
That's
And
right.
so when I went back the next day to go hang out with that chick again, I told her brother and them, I said, "Hey, I wrote a little something, you know what I mean? It'll be tight if I could get like try to get some studio time in here or something." Well, they were like, "Oh, well, let's see what you got." And they're like, "What'd you write this to?" I told them SPM. They said, "What the fuck? How you gonna do that, man? You know what I mean? That's a legend right there. You know how
Yeah,
you gonna write
yeah,
over his verse?" I said, "Because it's a
yeah,
dope ass fucking track, homie." And it had me
yeah.
just pumped.
Hmm.
And so shit, they picked out a beat, something that went to it. You know what I mean? My little my delivery, my flow. And next thing you know, it was, my homeboy laid the hook. And it was on since then.
So it all
Um,
came together that day. I mean, you did all your
yeah.
verses. You
Mhm.
finished the song that same day.
Yeah, I finished the song that same day. And I've been doing music for like 10 years off and on. You know what I mean? Because I had a regular job then.
Right.
I got
Got to
I
pay
got
the
mouths.
bills.
Yeah, I got mouths to feed, man. 5 kids, 3 dogs, and had a goat. You
That's
know,
right. Is the ghost still around, or did
the
it end up
goat.
on the stew?
Nah, you know what? We ended up giving it away.
Oh,
It
okay.
was it just shit everywhere, man. And it was just we didn't have a big enough property. We had a nice
Right.
property, about a half acre in the backyard, but
Right.
it was time for her to go with some other goats. So we made sure she had a good family. Made sure they were gonna make beady out of her.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that definitely did
Yeah, that's
well.
what I was wondering, like sometimes, especially when the kids get attached, next thing you know, they notice, where's the goat or where's the pig? Like, well, it's on your
It's eat.
plate.
It's on your plate right here. So beady out for real.
Gotta eat. Dogs gotta eat.
Yeah. Uh
All
huh.
right. So you got a lot of influences from different artists. You met someone who exposed you to her brother helped expose you to the process of recording music, what it takes to record the music, and then you took that next step by actually writing the lyrics to an SPM beat. You did your own song. Tell me a little bit more about how that transitioned into more of like a career. How did you make that choice that, from one song to two to three to a whole album? How did that evolution happen?
So about 7 years, I was going off and on, and I would make an album. You know, I made 2 albums, okay, and I'd make songs here and there. Well, my kids are starting to get older, and my wife's like, you know, every time you get on this little music kick, it takes up a lot of your time. You
Right.
know, it's about time. You know, pretty much told me it's about time for you to grow up. So if you want to, if this is what you want to do, you know, you need to be real with it, or you know, focus on your job. So
Right.
I sat down with a couple people in the industry, you know, drummer boy, my buddy Mike C, man, he's been like a father to me in this music industry, you know. Fuck him. I sat down with him, you know him, FKM. He's from
Yeah.
Colton too.
Right.
Yeah. I sat down with him and you know, showed him just a couple of some of my projects I was working on, and told him I was thinking about quitting, you know. I don't know if I should give up or, you know, get serious with my career out there on the construction field,
Right.
or get serious in music. And all three of them were like, nah, you need to get this music, man. You
Right.
know?
Right.
So December 2017, I made it official, just went complete balls to the walls, homie. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
right.
just full throttle, all gas, no brakes. And 6 months later, I got signed with Crime Family Entertainment.
That's
You
right.
know, things just started happening when I got serious. You know, it's this industry is a trip, because unless you really apply yourself to the fullest, you're never gonna
Right.
know where you're gonna go. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
but I had a really good people behind me too. You know, because if I don't want those yes man homies. You know,
Right.
yes, yeah, you like my music, yes, nah, homie.
Right.
Like
Be
honestly, you know,
honest.
yeah, be honest. You know, because you don't want to waste your time, you know, as well as
Right.
other people's time too, you know. So if you
Right.
really got something, you know, um, shit, ride that shit out, man, for real. Best believe it pays off. It's been paying off. I'm so happy in my life right now that I didn't quit, that I just gave it my all, man, because this is my everything, man. This is what sets my soul free, you know, makes my
Right.
day better whenever I'm having that shitty day, you know, that so with I just love everything that comes with it, man. I
That's
could go on and on and on, you know.
right. 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 And I see how passionate you are about it. You know, and I think that's solid that you sought advice from people who you know, probably were already a little bit deeper into the music, and you said, hey, what do you
Yeah,
think? You know what I mean? Should I keep going with this, or should I move on? And you know, I'm sure everybody that enjoys your music, everybody that's a fan, you know, they're happy that you went all in, all money in, and you continued with it. You know, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick little break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Hit us up at 805-395-6595 for your special requests, dedications, and shout-outs. Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Cubo, and welcome back to Chicano Rap Radio. We've had the pleasure of chopping it up with the homeboy Piez. He's been telling us about his upbringing, starting off in Cali, moving to Texas, and then coming back. Along the way, he's had a variety of influences that found its way into his music, everything from West Coast rappers, East Coast, and even some rappers from Texas. He was also telling us about how he started getting into the music, and you know how he's developed as an artist since he got into the music. At some point, he hit a crossroad, and he had to make a decision. Do I follow this path and, you know, continue to work my 9 to 5 in order for me to provide for my family, or do I, you know, go all in on the rap career? He obviously chose to go all in on the rap career, and things have been really have worked out really well for him. When we left off last, you were telling us how eventually, once you decided to go into rap 100%, and you got picked up by Crime Family. Tell me a little bit more about that. How did that come about? How did you link up with Crime Family Entertainment, and how many albums did you put under that label?
shoot. Well, I put one album under that label.
Okay.
Excuse me. How that all came about, shoot, well, I started releasing a bunch of material, you know, and then I linked up with Diablo from Crime Family Entertainment. I'm sure you guys all
Okay.
know who he is, you know, he's
Yeah.
been a big influence out there. Good, solid homie too, man. Love that dude right there. Um, but I did a track with him, Changed Up, which is one of the videos out there. It's still up on the Crime Family page. I did that. I did the song with him, and he showed it to Criminal, and Crimes loved it. You know what I mean? he loved it, and he told him, well, shit, let's put that up on the website. He reached out to me on the gram. We exchanged numbers and we chopped it up. And he was like, I really like what you got going. I like your music. Why don't you come out to the video shoot that they had for that From a Gang remix is Diablo's track.
Right.
So I came out there, chopped it up with him. Showed him a couple more tracks and everything, and he was like, I want you to be a part of the team.
That's
And
right.
that's how it all started from there. Once I signed the contract, it was on, man. I was all over with Crimes. We went to
Yeah.
China,
Wow.
all over the States. It was cool. It was a blessing.
Yeah.
It was definitely a blessing.
So it elevated, what you were already doing. I mean, you were already very talented, and it was already showing in the music, and people were you were gaining a bigger fan base. One
Yeah.
of those being, the Crime Family boss, Mr. Criminal. He signed you to his label, and you put out an album, through them. How did that album do? And what happened that you made the decision to leave Crime Family after that one album, only one album?
The album did well. I'm not even gonna lie. The album did well. It's just, I was like with Crime Family for about a year, and I had a lot going on in my life, and I thank Criminal for everything that he did for me, and we're still homies, we still chop it up. He hits me, see how I'm doing, I hit him, see how he's doing, So it ain't like there was like beef or nothing. I
Right.
just, you know what? He told me when I first signed, if you ever don't want to be with the label no more, or if it doesn't work out for you, let me know. I'm not gonna sit here and hold you in.
Right.
I wanted more for myself. I wanted to go balls out. Like I just wanted to just see what I could do on my own. It was nothing personal, but like I said, I'm 35 years old. I ain't getting no younger. It's now or never. For this to really, really, really take off. In the way that I wanted to. So, I chopped over with him, and of course, he didn't want to see me go, and deep down, I really didn't want to go either, because this is getting me out of my comfort zone. But if you wanna see a change, get out of that comfort zone, man. And
Right.
things have just been happening for me left and right, man. I can't even complain. I'm just like I said, I'm blessed, man. God is good.
So you came upon another fork in the road, right? You got signed, and I would say, it was a pretty significant jump, because to join Crime Family or Criminal at the time. I mean, he's been popping for many years, but
Yeah.
I imagine, it elevated your career even more. And you not wanting to be bound, or not wanting to always continuously evolve, you made another decision, like I said, when you came to that fork on the road, to go in a different way. Which direction did you go, in regards to the music? You chose either I leave and maybe go on the independent route, or I stay and just commit more to the label.
Yeah. I went the independent route, I went on ahead and started my own record label, I wanted to buy a pad for me and my wife and kids, and I got an LLC and everything, Ghetto Celebrity Records, you know, um, which I got merch and all that stuff. We'll get to that, but it's just helped me in so much more, understanding the music even more and just the industry, I've really stumbled along a lot of amazing people, man. Like right now I'm working with Bobby Ross Avila. He's a definitely legend. You know what I mean?
Wow. That's great.
Working with him, and man, he's a Jedi, man. He's been like a big brother to me right now, and everything's going amazing, man. I'm definitely glad that I made that decision. It was for the better, And
Right.
like I said, hey, I salute to Crime Family, man. A lot of my
Yeah.
boys are over there, Sinner, Diablo, there's a lot of them, man.
Yeah.
Um,
They have a lot of
but
talent.
yeah, and shout out to Crimes too, for giving me that nice little jump start.
How many albums have you put out, under your own label?
Okay, I put out one album so far, which is called From the Block to the Booth. It's actually True Riders, which is my group that I started. It's
Mm-hmm.
me and my compa, Blends, Big Blends the Outlaw. So I've released that, and I was gonna go ahead and release. I got enough projects to release like 3 albums right now, man, that are completely done. But I've
Right.
been watching a lot of these artists, especially the ones that are up and coming and start hitting. They don't put out no albums. They're putting out
Right.
singles.
Right.
You
Right.
know, a
That seems to
single
be
with
the trend.
yeah, a single with the visual.
Video.
So you get the video. So
Yeah.
my goal is, and I've meeting it since I left Crime Family back in March, and I've released a video every single month with the song released the same day. You know, the song and video dropped the same day. You know, and
Right.
that way it gives people a nice visual. You know, people that don't know who I am, instead
Yeah.
of vice versa, where I'm putting out a whole album. Where realistically, I got to be honest with myself, the only people that are going to buy my album are my fan base. You
Right.
know, if you don't
Right.
know me, you ain't gonna buy it. So I feel like it's just music flushed down the drain, you know?
So, do you think that approach, because it seems like a lot of people in the industry are going with that approach? You know, they're not really putting out albums; they're just putting out singles every 1, 2, or 3 months. You think that's worked out for you?
It's worked out in my favor, but keep in mind, I've been consistent with it though.
Right.
Every
Right.
month, you know, on top of that, you know, I keep my Instagram live. You know, I show my
Yeah.
people, my fans, you know, when I'm in the studio. You know, I'm in the studio 3, 4 times a week at least. You
That's
know,
right.
and that's
Right.
that's
Right there at home, you have your own studio.
yeah, I got my own studio right here at home. I got a booth, everything, you know. We just moved, so I haven't put my wall up yet. I'm gonna get a whole
Okay.
wall built up and everything, you know. So you might see the
Yeah.
bikes in the background or something, you
That's
know.
right. Okay.
It's in the garage.
That's right. Well, you know, that's good that you are continuing to invest in your career. Now, over, you know, from the time that you started doing rap, I mean, till today, to the present, you've worked with a lot of artists. You know, you work with Baldacci, Diablo, Sinner, the Homeboy Tres. I think recently I also saw your most recent video, and please correct me if I'm wrong. Your most recent video was with Yuck Mouth.
Yeah,
This shit
yeah,
right here, right?
that's honestly, I gotta say that's my favorite rapper growing up.
Well, and you know, I earlier when you mentioned that he was one of your influences, I mean, that's got to be a little surreal, you know, to go from listening to this person to now you have a song with Yuck Mouth, you know, that's
Yeah,
especially if
yeah.
you're a fan, if you're a fan.
Yeah, yeah, and he's a cool, humble ass motherfucker too, homie. He was super stoked about the project, the whole when I hit him up, you know what I mean? Because we did a song before on one of my old albums before I was signed,
Right,
and
right.
I didn't get to meet him though. My boy linked it up, and we just shot it back and forth through
Right,
email. But
right.
this time, because I ran into him at I opened up for him at the Loonies last year. I ran into him and he hopped on stage on my set and was bobbing his head and everything. He was
That's
like,
right.
when I got on stage, he was like, "Hey, this shit is hard, homie."
Yeah.
And I told him we got a track together. I spit a little hook for him. He's like, "Oh, that's you." He's like, "Come backstage with me."
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we swapped numbers and we stayed in touch. And I hit him with this hook, and he was like, "Oh, that shit goes." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that shit goes. Yeah, I mean, that's what
Yeah.
he's funny. Yeah, yeah. So, but he was stoked about the whole black and brown movement that we did. You know,
That's feeding me.
so it was dope.
Tell me a little bit more about that video, the video that you recently put out with Yuck Mouth. Like what's the quick summary of what's the concept of the song and the video? You know, why'd you choose the visuals? I mean, I think if I remember correctly, you guys are all suited up, and
Yeah.
not just suited up, but it looked like you're wearing suits.
Yeah, we had some zoot suits in there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we had the ladies come out. Basically, when I heard that track, man, it reminded me of some like DPG West Coast shit. So that's whenever I sat there, I really brainstormed. I really like get lost into the beat, you know, lost in the sauce, you could say, for that
Yeah,
moment. And I just kept saying this shit right here. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And so
yeah,
I had to throw the West Coast in there, you know, bosses, the players, the gangsters,
yeah,
all that, you
yeah.
know. So
And-
definitely something that is diverse where you can play any vibe and it's gonna get your head moving, you know.
Yeah,
And you put the video on, shit, hey, all the homies gonna be happy too because they got something to
right.
look at.
Yeah, and it's a solid track. I like
Thank you.
how you were able to stay true to your sound and also kind of link, the two different camps together, everything from black and brown to, down south and Northern Cali. So, I mean, it's a really good blend. I know it's going to do great for you. And, we look forward to we look forward to seeing that, develop in front of our eyes. What we're going to do is we're going to take another quick little break, and we'll bring it right back. Thank you for joining us, and you're listening to Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Welcome back to Chicano Rap Radio. We've been chopping it up with the homeboy Piez. We've been talking about his transition into the music, how he got signed to Crime Family, and then he came to a fork in the road again, and he had to make a tough decision. He went the independent route, and things have been, been paying dividends for him. He's been doing really good. He's worked with a lot of real well-known rappers out there, both in Chicano rap and other genres. And, since we're on the subject, I did want to, I see you getting a much bigger influence than perhaps, some people might identify you as a Chicano rapper, but I wanted to get your 2 cents because that's kind of like been an ongoing controversy, I think, for some time on Chicano rap. What's your view on Chicano rap? And, if any, tell me what are good or bad things about it, positive and negative things about Chicano rap.
Shoot, man. Well, for one, if you're Chicano, you're always gonna be labeled a Chicano rapper. It's just something that's gonna happen. Like when I first started, and this is gonna be explain the positive and the negative.
Mm-hmm.
Like every time I would do a photo shoot or something, I would throw my jersey on, and my wife would be like, "You look like a typical cholo." I'm like, "Well, what about the blacks when they put a jersey on?" They
Right.
just look like a typical rap style or whatever,
Yeah.
And so you can't you can't try to go around that regardless. So be proud of who you are, happy of your roots, and stand up for Chicanos, It's sad that Chicano rap is just labeled as one thing though, not being so diverse, because there's so many different diverse artists out there,
Right.
like me myself, I can hit a lot of different genres, R&B, I can hit some pop, I can hit the gangster rap,
Right.
I can hit the club stuff, I can hit the radio stuff, and that's my goal. Is I'm not selling out. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
I want the big bucks, man. Like I said, I got a
Yeah.
wife and 5 kids, so
Right.
in order to hit those big bucks, you got to hit that mainstream, But my goal is to bring Chicano rap to the mainstream.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
And that's a very solid goal. And, I think it's going to take somebody to kind of kick down the door and, let the rest of the artists in, I think that, being a Chicano, like you said, people who associate with being a Chicano, I think it's a positive thing. It's meant to be a term of empowerment. That especially with things going on right now, I mean, systemic racism is still out there,
Yeah.
discrimination, injustice,
Mhm.
in the criminal system, in the penal system, in the prison system. I mean, there's a lot of that going on. And for the most part, I think when you deal with that, their goal is to make you feel less, like you
Yeah.
or your people or your culture is less than what I am, and
Mhm.
I respect when people, take the opposite stance. No, I am Chicano and I
Yes.
am proud of my roots, because I do know that we have a rich culture, we have a rich history, and that's something to be proud of, and I think you can build upon that. I have, friends from all different races, and I love everybody. It has nothing
Yeah.
to do with the
Mhm.
superiority complex. It just has something to do with I own who I am, and I want people and my kids to see that I'm proud of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be ashamed of, nothing to be ashamed of. And so, big props to you for having that goal of going, making that money and going mainstream. And honestly, in my view, it has nothing to do with selling out. I think, sometimes people say, "Oh, you're a sellout, you're a sellout." What they should be doing is they should be celebrating and
Yes.
giving
Correct.
people props, because that's what we as a community, that's what we need to lift each other up, instead of trying to be, like a like crabs in a bucket. You know, they start to climb and, you know, you want to pull them down. So, you know,
Yeah.
props for doing that. I do think you're going to go, you're going to continue to climb. And, you know, tell me a little bit about some of your projects that you have coming down the road. I mean, any kind of music videos or any upcoming releases that are set to come out soon?
Yeah, excuse me. I actually have a really a big show. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called the Agape Show. It's with Snoop Dogg and Billy Ray Cyrus. Their brand new song that they're gonna release. It's gonna be on pay-per-view and everything, which I got on that.
Wow. So
Yeah, I
that's
was.
already been filmed?
Yeah, no, that's where it hasn't been filmed yet. It was supposed to happen on the 15th. At first, it was supposed to be the 5th, then the 15th, and then we're looking at like the 26th. But it's official, man. There's all kinds of huge artists on it. Ludacris, 50 Cent, Cholo Fits on there. It's basically a 6-hour show. Yeah, it's a 6-hour show with just comedians and just elite artists. So I'm very blessed to get on this. And the track that got me on this was "Did It Big," and that's what featuring Jokes Loves Life. He's on the hook. He's on half of the hook. I'm on the other, and then the rest is on me. But that's a mainstream
Wow, that's
track.
major.
Yeah, it's major, bro. It's major. They're flying me in a private jet, everything. I have to take care of
Wow.
my food, alcohol, pay me big
That's
bucks
right.
too, man. So I'm
Damn.
blessed, man. You know, God
You
is
need
good, you know.
AG, you need anybody to carry your luggage?
Hell yeah, yeah.
That's for
I,
you,
I,
homie.
I'm able to bring my security though, my camera
That's
guy,
right.
my videographer guy, and my wife
That's
and
tough.
kids. You know, so
That's
I'm
valid.
blessed because it is an A-list event. They're not letting anyone go in there, especially because COVID. It's gonna be something
Right.
like kind of like the Grammys. You know, so it's
Right.
gonna be all celebrities there. So it's cool. I'm gonna be back there, and I got the spot right before Snoop Dogg too. So it's
What?
it's
Damn,
nice. Yeah.
homie,
So
that's big. That's definitely
yeah.
major.
Yeah, and
All right. So
that's for us Chicanos, homie. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Showing them that it don't matter where you came from, who it's who you're rolling with, you know, and what you're
yeah,
doing, you know.
yeah.
Straight up, for real. We got to stand up.
And you know, I think that's I think that's going to inspire a lot of, you know, youngsters, you know, coming up to be able to see someone like themselves at perform at such a high level. And, you know, I think that's going to continue to uh, move your career forward. It may even explode your trajectory, you know, because I think that's major if you're going to be, you know, opening up, you know, for Snoop. If you're right before Snoop, you know, you're opening up for Snoop, you know. So anybody
Yeah.
that's sitting there waiting for Snoop to come on, they got to go through you first, you know. So
Yep.
congratulations on that.
Yeah, I'm definitely stoked, man. You know, like that's what I'm saying. You know, like we just need to open our eyes more in this
Right.
stuff. You know, stop looking at people for who they are, homie. You know, because we can't help where we're born. You know, what city, what state. You know, it's about
Yeah.
it. That's our mom's choice. You know, but there's some real motherfuckers out there, homie. You know what I mean? You can't
Yeah.
judge people until you meet them. You know, like that's why I don't. You know, when I was younger, growing up, the whole sureño norteño thing. You know, I was about that lifestyle. You know, now I'm just like, you know what? I got some cool homies from up there, you know.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
meet some real people, homie. You know, we
Yeah.
just it's about where our mom decided to have
Yeah.
us at, you
Right.
know.
And there's some real, you know, solid, you know, cutthroat, you know, down motherfuckers on both sides of town. You know what I mean?
Exactly, you know, exactly. There and then there's piece of shits on both sides too,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, that's true.
For
Yeah,
real
yeah,
shit.
yeah, and that's so true, you know, because for the most part, we always think, you know, like everybody in our camp is solid, and unfortunately, every now and then you have a homie fall off the rails, you know, fall off the wagon, and you know, we got to clean up our trash. Um,
Yeah.
but you know, again, big props to you for, you know, making that move. Where can we see that, or when is that
It's
expected to air?
It's expected. As of now, I'm still waiting for the final date. It's I know it's definitely happening for sure because I already got paid and everything. So I was
Right.
like,
That's
hell
right.
yeah, you
That's
know.
right.
So
Pay me my
no, but
money.
oh, it's huge though. Like I mean, Tory Lanez, Roddy Rich,
Damn.
yeah, a lot of people, man.
That's
YG,
ah.
it's just it's Shaq Diesel, it's with Mike Epps. It's just like
Wow.
Chris Rock. I could go on and on, but that's gonna happen up in Oakland, and it'll be televised on pay-per-view. And I was told that it's gonna be only $35 to $40. That way, everyone can afford it. You know,
Right.
compared
Right.
to the UFC fights, are like $90 a damn
Yeah.
fight. You know.
No, that's Well, I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm going to keep an eye out for it. Now, earlier you mentioned something about a clothing line. Tell me a little bit more about that. What's the name of the clothing line? And
It,
kind of like where can we find it? Do you have a website or something that we can go to check it out?
I'm just getting it all started, but I do already have the logos. I got 3 different logos. It's Ghetto Celebrity Records. I already do have the merchandise. I got shirts. I'm working on the booty shorts for the girls, the thongs, just wife beaters, sweats, everything. I want to do everything. So as of now, if you hit my Instagram page, all you got to do is DM me. I know that's a little ghetto right now, but hey, I will take the time out to
I
personally
think,
mail it to you with a poster, a signed
yeah,
poster, autograph
yeah.
poster, everything. I really love showing my fans appreciation because for them to reach out to me and buy something of mine means a lot to me.
I actually think that's going to be like a huge honor for anybody to receive, your merch, knowing that you personally handled the clothes or the merch,
Mm-hmm.
you signed their poster, and especially, from where you are now to where you're going to be a year from now, they can be like, wow, I got this, I got this early. Now the homeboy's blowing up. Now he's not mailing my shirts,
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Once it starts taking off, I always hate getting ahead of myself. You know what I mean? I
Right,
don't like to get ahead of myself. So I don't want to get the
right.
website going up, everything spinning, because it's an investment. You got to
Yeah,
invest in yourself. And I don't
yeah,
want to take that route yet until it starts taking off. And I'd rather
yeah.
honestly be more personal with my fans.
So what is your Instagram in case anybody wants to hit you up on the DM for some merch?
It's Piez Ghetto Celebrity, which is Piez underscore GETO underscore CELEBRITY.
Okay, okay, that's right.
And
Well,
I do respond back to all my fans, all my DMs. I'm not that guy.
yeah,
If I'm doing a live video, feel free to request to be in it. I'll
yeah,
answer it. You know what I mean? If I got time, for sure, answer any questions as long as they're nothing as long as it's completely relevant.
right,
Sometimes you get
right.
some people asking some weird questions. It's like to the next.
Yeah. Well, and I can definitely second that. You are very humble, very down to earth, and you are someone that if a fan reaches out to you, if it's genuine, you'll definitely respond.
Oh,
You'll
most
engage.
definitely, most definitely. So
That's right.
so
So
yeah.
seems like you within the last 10 years you've accomplished a lot, and I can only imagine what the next 10 years are going to look like. We look forward to your upcoming success. We support you, and we're going to be rooting for you, especially since you're going to start to you can be one of those big artists popping right now that are going to help open up the doors. Before we end this interview, is there any last words that you have perhaps for your fans, or for anybody, any of the listeners out there right now?
I just want everybody out. First off, I want to thank everybody that's been here. You know what I mean? That's rocked with me through the good, through the bad, through the still times, like it means the world to me. You know what I mean? I'm not shit without my fans. I'll never be that artist that thinks I'm too good for any fan. I love all of you guys. You know what I mean? It'd really be nice to meet everyone one by one. So hopefully when I'm out in your area, when I'm touring, I get to shake their hand, take a picture, have a beer, something like that. I'll never be too good for my fans, man. I love you guys because I wouldn't be here without any of you guys. Every single one of you guys matter. That's real shit.
That's right.
So I just want to thank you guys for rocking with me, man. I got so much promising music and just projects and moves that I'm gonna I got to show you guys, and for you guys to sit here and throw your seatbelts on and ride it out with me.
That's
Let's
right.
get this. Let's get this.
Well,
I'm proud. I'm a proud Chicano. I'm proud that you guys are my fans.
that's right. Well, you have a lot of fans here at Chicano Rap Radio, and you can rest assured that we'll be sitting right next to you along that ride. We appreciate your time that you made. We appreciate letting us into your personal life, giving us a little bit background information on who you are as a rapper. We are definitely going to keep an eye out for your upcoming music videos, and definitely for that show that you're talking about with Snoop Dogg. Thanks again, homie. We appreciate it. You're listening to Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Chicano Rap Radio. Raw and uncut.